My husband's childhood best friend made me invisible for years, so her boyfriend and I did it better. Chloe had perfected the art of making me disappear. At every barbecue, game night, or birthday party, she'd greet everyone with elaborate hugs and inside jokes, everyone except me. I'd stand there holding a casserole dish like a ghost. She remembered everyone's coffee orders and work drama, but when I tried to join conversations, she'd literally turn her back to me. It was surgical-level social exclusion. My husband, Mark, always defended her. Chloe's just shy around new people. Knew we'd been doing this for 3 years. I watched her instantly bond with every other girlfriend, and random +1 just never me. The breaking point came at Mark's birthday dinner. Chloe organized the whole thing without telling me. I found out when Mark mentioned it casually. Didn't Chloe tell you? She's been planning this for weeks. That night, there was no seat saved for me. Chloe looked shocked to see me like I'd crashed her party. I got squeezed in at the end, listening to stories about people I'd never met while Chloe held court. That's when I noticed Ryan, Chloe's boyfriend, sitting diagonal from me, just as uncomfortable. When our eyes met, he gave me a knowing smile. After dinner, he came up to me. "Hey, you're Mark's wife, right?" "I'm Ryan." We ended up talking in the lobby. Ryan worked at a coffee shop where I'd been getting lattes for 2 years. He recognized me but never said anything because Chloe called me her friend's weird wife. "She talks about you a lot." He admitted none of it's kind. "Says you're obsessed with their friend group, that Mark pies you." I felt sick. All this time I'd been trying to make friends, and Chloe was making me sound like a clingy social climber. But then Ryan said, "Honestly, I think she's jealous. You're everything she pretends to be." We started texting after that. Nothing romantic, just 2 people on the outside. He sent me screenshots of Chloe's rants, and I shared stories of her freezing me out. Turns out she'd been doing the same thing to him, excluding him from mutual friends, canceling dates because the group needed her. We didn't plan revenge, we just became friends. We'd meet for coffee, talk about life, send each other book recs. For the first time, I felt seen. When Mark's next birthday came, Ryan and I threw him a surprise party, something fun and genuine. Chloe found out 3 days before and showed up furious. "How dare you plan this without me?" she shouted. "I'm his best friend." "It's a surprise party," I said calmly. "Since when is Ryan part of we? What's going on between you two?" Mark walked in right as she accused me of stealing her boyfriend. Her mask cracked. "Chloe, they're throwing me a party." Mark said, "Why are you upset?" "Because she's doing this to hurt me." The party happened that weekend. Chloe arrived late with a store-bought cake and tried to dominate, but something had shifted. People actually talked to me. Ryan and I worked the room like a team, making people feel welcome. Chloe kept forcing herself into conversations, claiming credit for everything, but the spell was broken. Then Mark's college roommate pulled me aside. "Why did Chloe say you were antisocial? You're the most welcoming person here." She said that. I asked, stunned. "Yeah, she made it sound like you hated these things." Ryan overheard. She told me the same said, "You all thought I was boring." Others chimed in. Chloe had been sowing division for years, manipulating narratives so no one noticed what she was doing. Later, Mark confronted her. She melted down, accusing me of stealing her friends and Ryan of betraying her. That's when someone grabbed my arm. It was Ryan's brother Jake, who'd been at the party. "I need to show you something," he said, pulling out his phone. My stomach dropped when I saw what he'd pulled up. A text thread between Chloe and Mark from 2 hours ago. She'd sent him screenshots of me and Ryan's coffee meetups with captions like "your wife and my boyfriend." Sure spend a lot of time together and wonder what they talk about without us knowing. Mark's replies made my blood run cold. He'd written back, "I knew she'd pull something like this eventually, and been waiting for proof she's the problem." Jake's face was serious. Mark's in the bathroom right now calling his lawyer buddy. He's talking about separation papers. I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. Ryan was across the room laughing with some guests, completely unaware. Mark would be back any second. Jake looked at me. "I can stall him, buy you maybe 5 minutes, but you need to decide right now what you're going to do." My brain went into overdrive. 5 minutes to save my marriage or watch it crumble based on lies I didn't even know existed until 30 seconds ago. "Show me everything," I said to Jake. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold his phone. He scrolled through more messages. Chloe had been feeding Mark poison for months. Every coffee meeting with Ryan had been twisted into secret rendezvous. That time Ryan and I went to a bookstore, she told Mark we were holding hands. The day we grabbed lunch after I had a dentist appointment nearby, she said we were there for 2 hours when it was 40 minutes max. But the worst part? Mark believed all of it. Every single text from him showed he'd already made up his mind about me. "Why are you showing me this?" I asked Jake. He looked uncomfortable. "Because Ryan's my brother and he talks about you like you're the first person who's treated him like a human in years. And because I've watched Chloe do this to 3 of Mark's other friends. She picks someone, turns everyone against them, and they just disappear from the group. I'm tired of watching it happen." "Does Ryan know about the texts?" "Not yet. Chloe sent them while he was helping you set up the party." I heard Mark's voice getting closer. He was done with his phone call. "Stall him," I said. "I need to talk to Ryan first." Jake nodded and intercepted Mark near the kitchen. I found Ryan refilling the ice bucket. We have a problem, I said quietly. I showed him Jake's phone, watched his face go from confused to angry, to something I couldn't quite read. She told Mark we're having an affair, he said flatly, and he believes her. Jake says he's getting divorce papers ready. Ryan set down the ice bucket hard enough that people nearby looked over. 3 years. I've been with her for 3 years and she's been doing this the whole time, making me feel crazy for thinking she was embarrassed of me. What do we do? He looked at me. We tell the truth. Right now. In front of everyone. Ryan, that's gonna blow up everything. It's already blown up. We just didn't know it yet. Mark appeared in the doorway with Jake trailing behind him, looking apologetic. Our 5 minutes were up. Having fun? Mark asked. His tone was casual, but his eyes were cold. Mark, we need to talk, I said. I bet you do. He pulled out his phone. Chloe sent me some interesting photos. Photos that she took out of context to make you think something that isn't happening. Ryan cut in. Mark's jaw tightened. Stay out of this, Ryan. This is between me and my wife. It stopped being between you two when Chloe dragged me into it. Ryan stepped forward. Your best friend has been lying to you for years. About your wife, about me, about everyone who's ever tried to be part of this friend group. That's convenient, Mark said. The 2 people accused of sneaking around are now claiming the person who exposed them is the liar. I felt people starting to watch us. The party had gone quiet. Jake, show him, I said. Jake hesitated, then held out his phone with the text thread visible. Chloe sent these to Mark 2 hours ago. But look at the timestamps on when she actually took those photos of Ryan and his wife. Mark grabbed the phone. I watched his expression change as he scrolled. Some of these are from 6 months ago, he said slowly. She's been building a case against your wife since the day you got married, Jake said. I've watched her do it. Those coffee meetings, all during normal business hours. The bookstore? They ran into each other and Ryan helped her find a gift for your anniversary. Every single thing has a normal explanation that Chloe twisted. Mark looked at me. Is this true? Every word, I said. Ryan and I became friends because we were the only 2 people Chloe consistently made feel like garbage. That's it, no affair. No secret meetings. Just 2 people who recognized what was happening and tried to survive it. Why didn't you tell me? His voice cracked slightly. I tried. Every time I brought up how Chloe treated me, you defended her. You said she was shy, that I was being sensitive. Eventually, I stopped trying because it was clear you'd already chosen whose version you believed. Chloe materialized from somewhere in the crowd. She must have sensed the confrontation. Mark, don't listen to them. They've been planning this, trying to turn you against me. Planning what, exactly? Ryan asked. We threw Mark a birthday party. How is that turning him against you? You cut me out. You made plans without me. It's a surprise party, I said. We couldn't exactly include you in the planning when you talk to Mark every single day. That's not what this is about, and you know it. Chloe's voice was rising. You've been trying to steal my place in Mark's life since the beginning. I'm his wife, I said quietly. I'm not stealing a place. I'm supposed to have one. Mark was still staring at his phone, scrolling through the texts. Chloe, some of these things you told me never happened. Mark, you said they had lunch for 2 hours. Jake's right. The timestamp on the photo shows it was taken at 12:30. She texted me from the dentist at 1:15 that same day. That's less than an hour. I must have remembered wrong. You told me they were holding hands at the bookstore. I can see in this photo their hands are nowhere near each other. You zoomed in and cropped it to make it look like they were standing closer than they were. Chloe's face was turning red. I was trying to protect you. She's manipulative, Mark. She's turned Ryan against me, and now she's doing the same to you. By throwing me a birthday party? Mark looked genuinely confused. By making you doubt me, Chloe shouted. Several people had their phones out now, probably recording. I've been your best friend since we were 7 years old. I've always had your back. And you're going to believe them over me? I believe what I can see with my own eyes, Mark said. He turned to Jake. You said she's done this before. 2 other friends. Jake nodded. Travis, remember him? Your roommate sophomore year? Chloe said he hit on her and made her uncomfortable. He didn't. I was there. He asked to borrow her notes for a class. She made it into something it wasn't and you cut him off completely. And Amy, someone else called from the crowd. She brought her girlfriend to one hangout and Chloe said they made everyone uncomfortable with PDA. They were literally just holding hands. More voices joined in. People remembering friends who'd disappeared from the group. Girlfriends who'd stopped coming around. One guy mentioned his sister had stopped speaking to him for 6 months after Chloe told her he'd said awful things about her that he'd never said. The pattern was undeniable once everyone started comparing stories. Mark looked at Chloe like he was seeing her for the first time. How long has this been going on? They're lying to you. But her voice had lost its conviction. All of them? Independently? About things I can verify with timestamps and witnesses? Mark shook his head. I just called a lawyer about divorcing my wife because you convinced me she was cheating on me. I was ready to throw away my marriage based on your word. Because I care about you. No, because you need to control who gets to be close to me. His voice was getting louder. You've systematically removed anyone who might take attention away from you. You've isolated me from friends, from family members who didn't like you, and you've made my wife's life hell for 3 years because she committed the crime of marrying me. Chloe's face crumpled. Mark, please. You're my best friend. You're all I have. That's not my fault, and it's not my responsibility. You've made yourself alone by pushing everyone else away. So that's it. You're choosing her over me? Over 20 years of friendship? I'm choosing reality over whatever twisted version of it you've been feeding me. Mark looked at me. I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. I should have noticed what was happening. I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to hug him. Part of me was still angry that it took public humiliation and evidence from his best friend's boyfriend's brother to make him believe me. Ryan stepped up next to me. Chloe, we're done. I'll pack your stuff and drop it at your sister's place tomorrow. You can't break up with me at a party. You tried to destroy my friendship and her marriage at this party. I think it's fair. Chloe looked around the room. Everyone was watching her. Some with pity, most with disgust. Her carefully constructed social world was crumbling in real time. She grabbed her purse and ran out. The door slammed hard enough to rattle the frames on the wall. The silence that followed was deafening. Finally, Mark's college roommate cleared his throat. So, should we still do cake? The tension broke. People laughed nervously and started moving again. But I could feel everyone's eyes on us. Mark pulled me aside into the hallway. I need to explain. Not here, I said. Not now. When? I don't know. I need time to think. Are you leaving me? The question hung in the air. 24 hours ago, I would have said no without hesitation. Now, I honestly didn't know. I don't know, I repeated. Ryan appeared with my coat. Jake's going to give you a ride. You shouldn't have to stay here. I looked at Mark. He nodded slowly. We'll talk tomorrow. I'll stay at Stevens tonight. The ride to Jake's car was a blur. Ryan walked with me, his hand hovering near my elbow, but not quite touching. You okay? He asked. No, you? Also no. We stood by the car for a moment. The party lights glowed through the windows behind us. Thank you, I said, for backing me up in there. Thank you for being my friend when I had nobody else. What are you going to do now? He shrugged. Find a new coffee shop to work at, probably. Chloe knows where I work and I don't need her showing up. I'm sorry. Don't be. I should have left a year ago. I just kept hoping she'd change. Jake drove me home. I sat in my empty apartment staring at my phone. Mark had texted twice asking if we could talk. I didn't respond. Ryan texted, "You still alive over there?" Me, barely. You? Ryan. Packing Chloe's stuff. Found a journal where she listed reasons each of Mark's friends were bad influences. Your entry takes up 3 pages. Me, what does it say? Ryan. Mostly just that you're too pretty and too nice and people like you too easily. Oh, and apparently you laugh too much. Me, I laugh too much? Ryan, that's what it says. Her constant laughing is fake and manipulative. Me, I'm going to need so much therapy. Ryan, you and me both. I fell asleep on the couch still in my party dress. The next morning, Mark was sitting on my doorstep when I opened the door to get the newspaper. He looked like he hadn't slept. We need to talk, he said. I know. We sat at my kitchen table with coffee neither of us drank. I looked through my phone last night, Mark started. Every text Chloe sent me about you. There are hundreds. Going back to before we even got engaged. What did they say? That you were moving too fast. That you were trying to isolate me from my friends. That you made other girlfriends uncomfortable. That you talked badly about Chloe behind her back. He looked up. I believed all of it. I let her convince me you were the problem when she was the one creating problems. Why? I don't know. Maybe because I've known her my whole life. Maybe because it was easier than admitting my best friend was toxic. He rubbed his face. I told my mom this morning. She said she tried to warn me about Chloe years ago, but I got angry and stopped talking to her for a month. I remembered that fight. Mark said his mom was being controlling and judgmental. Now I wondered what she'd actually seen. Where do we go from here? I asked. I want to fix this. I want to fix us. Mark, you were ready to divorce me yesterday based on lies. You called a lawyer. I know. You've spent 3 years watching someone treat me like garbage and told me I was being too sensitive. I know. You took her side over mine every single time. I know. His voice broke. I know I fucked up. I know I chose wrong. But I'm choosing you now. I'm choosing us. Is it really choosing me if you only did it after public humiliation forced you to see the truth? He didn't have an answer for that. My phone buzzed. A text from Ryan. Chloe showed up at the coffee shop. Had to call the police to escort her out. She's telling everyone I cheated on her with you. Me. Of course she is. Ryan. Manager says I should take a few days off until things calm down. Can't afford it, but also can't deal with her showing up every hour. An idea formed. Probably a terrible one. Mark, I need space. Real space. To figure out if this marriage is something I still want. His face fell. How much space? I don't know. Weeks, maybe months. Okay, whatever you need. I'm going to stay with my sister in Portland for a while. That was a lie. My sister lived in Phoenix, but Mark didn't need to know that. After he left, I texted Ryan, "How do you feel about a road trip?" Ryan, "Depends. Where are we going?" Me, "Anywhere that's not here." Ryan, "When do we leave?" Me, "Tomorrow morning, Ryan, I'll drive." I packed a suitcase and called my boss. Family emergency, needed 2 weeks off. She didn't ask questions. Ryan picked me up at 6 in the morning in his beat-up Honda Civic. The back seat was stuffed with his belongings. Chloe changed the locks on the apartment, he explained. So I grabbed what I could when I dropped off her stuff. Where are we actually going? He pulled out a crumpled map. I've always wanted to see the Grand Canyon. That's like 15 hours away. Perfect. Plenty of time to decompress. We drove in comfortable silence for the first hour. Then Ryan started talking about the coffee shop, about his dreams of opening his own place someday. I talked about the graphic design degree I'd never finished because Mark wanted me to focus on starting a family. "Do you want kids?" Ryan asked. "I don't know anymore. Mark does, or did. Chloe convinced him I'd be a terrible mother. She told me you already had 2 kids from a previous relationship that you'd abandoned." I stared at him. "What?" "Yeah. Said you were hiding this whole secret past." When I asked Mark about it, he looked confused and said you'd never been married before. That's when I started realizing everything Chloe said was bullshit. We stopped at a diner in Nevada. The waitress was old with kind eyes and called us honey. I ordered pancakes and felt lighter than I had in years. "This is weird, right?" I said. "Running off together after everything that happened?" "Extremely weird," Ryan agreed. "But also the first time I've felt like myself in forever. We're going to have to go back eventually." "I know, but not today." We took turns driving. Ryan played terrible country music that I pretended to hate. I made him stop at every weird roadside attraction. World's largest thermometer, a ghost town with 1 resident, a rock formation that supposedly looked like Elvis. At a gas station in Arizona, Ryan's phone started blowing up. He checked it and his face went pale. "What's wrong?" He showed me. Chloe had posted on Facebook a long essay about betrayal and cheating and how her boyfriend and her best friend's wife had run off together. She'd tagged everyone we knew. The comments were brutal. Half the people defending her, the other half posting screenshots of her lies from the party. My phone started buzzing too. Mark calling. Then my sister, then my mom. I turned it off. "We can go back," Ryan said. "Deal with this now, or we can keep driving and deal with it when we're ready." He grinned. "Grand Canyon it is." We reached the canyon at sunset, stood at the edge looking at something so massive it made our problems feel smaller. "Not gone, just proportional." "Thank you," Ryan said quietly. "For what?" "For seeing me. For being my friend when I needed one." "Same to you. We found a motel with 2 rooms. I showered and climbed into bed and slept better than I had in months. In the morning, there were 47 missed calls and 163 text messages. "Mark, please call me. People are saying things." "Mark, Chloe's telling everyone you ran off with Ryan. I know that's not true." "Mark, okay, I saw Ryan's location on Find My Friends." "You're together?" "I need you to explain." "My mom. Your husband called very upset." "What's going on?" "My sister, Mom says you're having an affair?" "Call me," and then text from numbers I didn't recognize. Some calling me names. Some asking if I was okay. One from Jake, "Chloe's losing it." Showed up at our parents' house at 2 a.m. screaming. Mom called the cops. "Be careful." Ryan appeared at my door with coffee and bagels from the motel lobby. "Checked my phone yet?" he asked. Unfortunately, Chloe filed a police report saying I kidnapped you. I nearly dropped my coffee. "She what?" "Yeah, officer called me an hour ago." I explained the situation and he said he'd note that you're traveling willingly, but we should probably call Mark so he can confirm you're safe. I didn't want to call Mark, but I also didn't want Ryan arrested for kidnapping. Mark answered on the first ring. "Where are you?" "Arizona. At the Grand Canyon." "With Ryan?" "Yes." "Are you sleeping with him?" "No, Mark, we're friends." "That's all we've ever been." "Then why did you lie about going to Portland?" "Because I needed space, and I knew you'd try to talk me out of leaving. I deserve the chance to fix this. You deserve exactly what I decide to give you, which right now is nothing." Silence. "Chloe filed a police report," I said, claiming Ryan kidnapped me. "You need to call them and tell them that's not true." "Why would I do that?" My blood went cold. "Because it's the truth, is it? Or did he convince you to leave with him?" "Mark, we're not having an affair. We're 2 people who got steamrolled by the same toxic person and needed to get away. That's it. Then come home. Prove it." "I don't have to prove anything to you. You're the one who spent 3 years believing lies about me. You're the one who called a divorce lawyer before even asking my side of the story. That's not fair. None of this is fair." I was yelling now. Ryan looked over concerned. "You don't get to demand I come home and fix your guilt. I'm taking the space I need. If you can't respect that, then maybe we don't have a marriage worth saving." I hung up. Ryan handed me a bagel. That sounded intense. "He won't call the police to clear you." "Of course he won't." Ryan didn't sound surprised. He's still choosing Chloe's narrative over reality. What do? We finish our trip. And if I get arrested when we get back, at least I got to see the Grand Canyon first. We spent 3 days exploring Arizona, hiked down into the canyon, visited Sedona's Red Rocks, ate at diners and slept in cheap motels, and didn't check our phones except to prove to various law enforcement that I wasn't kidnapped. On day 4, Jake called. "You need to come back," he said without preamble. "Chloe's escalating." "What do you mean escalating?" "She showed up at Mark's work yesterday with photos she'd photoshopped of you and Ryan together. Told his boss Mark was having a mental breakdown and couldn't be trusted. His boss called him into a meeting about his personal life affecting his professional image." "You're kidding." "She went to your mom's house. Told her you're having a breakdown and Ryan's manipulating you. Your mom called Adult Protective Services. I felt sick." "Why is she doing this?" "Because she can't handle that people finally see who she really is. She's trying to flip the script. Make you and Ryan the villains so she can go back to being the victim." "What about Mark?" "He's confused. Half the time he defends you. The other half he's listening to Chloe's theories about Ryan brainwashing you." "We're coming back," I said. Ryan didn't argue when I told him. We drove straight through, taking turns at the wheel. 18 hours with minimal stops. We pulled into town at 3 in the morning. I had Ryan drop me at my apartment. "You going to be okay?" he asked. "No idea, you?" "Same. For what it's worth, this was the best trip I've had in years." "Same." He smiled tiredly. "Let me know when you're ready for round 2 of the shit show." "Will do." I climbed the stairs to my apartment and found Mark asleep on the couch in the hallway. He woke up when I opened the door. "You came back?" "I did. Can we talk now?" "It's 3 in the morning, Mark. Please." I was too tired to fight. "Fine, talk." We sat in my living room. He looked terrible. Hadn't shaved, hair greasy, wearing the same shirt from the party 4 days ago. "Chloe came to see me," he started. "Of course she did. She said you and Ryan planned all of this. The party, the confrontation, running away together. That you're trying to isolate me from her so you can control me. And you believe that?" "No, maybe, I don't know." He put his head in his hands. "She's been my best friend for 23 years. You've been my wife for 3. Part of me keeps thinking she can't be the person everyone says she is, that I would have noticed. You didn't notice because you didn't want to. She's got explanations for everything. Proof that contradicts what people said at the party. Proof she fabricated. How do I know that?" Mark looked up. "How do I know what's real anymore? You lied about going to Portland. Ryan's been having private conversations with my wife for months. Chloe says one thing, you say another. I don't know who to believe." And there it was. After everything, he still couldn't fully choose me over her. "Get out," I said quietly. "What?" "Get out of my apartment. We're done." "You can't mean that." "I absolutely mean that. You've had 4 days to think about this. 4 days to choose who to believe. And you're still sitting here telling me you don't know. That says everything I need to know. I came here to fight for our marriage. No. You came here to make yourself feel better about not being able to commit to either side. You want me to convince you I'm telling the truth. But I've been telling the truth for 3 years and you never believed me. Why would now be different?" "Because I see it now. I see what she did, but you don't trust what you see. You're still second-guessing yourself. Still leaving room for Chloe's version to be true." I stood up. "I can't be married to someone who will always wonder if I'm lying. Who will always believe his best friend might be right about me being manipulative. That's not what I said. It's exactly what you said. Now get out." He didn't move. "I'm not leaving until we fix this." "Then I'm calling the police." That got him up. He walked to the door, then turned back. "I love you. You love who you thought I was. But you never actually knew me. You knew Chloe's version of me." After he left, I locked the door and slid down to the floor. My phone buzzed. A text from Ryan, made it home. "Are you alive?" "Me, barely." "Mark was waiting for me." "Ryan." "How'd that go?" "Me, I think I just ended my marriage." "Ryan." "I'm sorry." "Me, I'm not." I woke up 8 hours later to pounding on my door. Ignored it until I heard my sister's voice. "I know you're in there." "Mom said you're back." I opened the door. She pushed past me and immediately started making coffee. "You look like hell," she observed. "Thanks." Mom's losing her mind. "She got a call from some woman saying you're in danger and being manipulated by a barista." "That would be Chloe." "The best friend?" "Ex-best friend. My sister, whose name is Paloma and who takes zero shit from anyone, listened to the whole story while making us elaborate omelets she found ingredients for in my mostly empty fridge. So Mark chose his psycho friend over you for years, believed you were cheating based on cropped photos, almost divorced you, and is now mad you took a road trip with the one person who actually treated you like a human? That's the summary, yes. And you're the bad guy? According to half the people we know." Paloma pulled out her phone, started typing furiously. "Not for long. What are you doing? Fixing your reputation? Fighting fire with fire." She posted a detailed timeline on Facebook. Every instance of Chloe's manipulation she could verify through screenshots and witness testimony Jake had sent her. Photos from the party showing the confrontation. Text message screenshots from multiple people sharing their experiences with Chloe's exclusion tactics. Within an hour, the narrative started shifting. People who'd been defending Chloe began commenting with their own stories. A pattern emerged of her targeting anyone who got close to Mark or Ryan or anyone else in her orbit. My phone started ringing. Friends apologizing. Mark's family members expressing shock. My mom calling to say she'd told the Adult Protective Services caseworker it was all a misunderstanding. And then a call from a number I didn't recognize. Is this Mrs. Bennett? A woman's voice, professional. Yes. This is Detective Morrison with the county police. I'm investigating a harassment complaint filed by Chloe Patterson regarding alleged stalking and intimidation. I'd like to ask you some questions. My stomach dropped. Stalking? Ms. Patterson claims you and Ryan Dennison have been jointly harassing her, creating false social media posts, turning friends against her, and threatening her safety. That's not true. She's been the one harassing us. That's what Mr. Dennison said as well. Can you come down to the station to make a statement? I spent 2 hours at the police station going through everything with Detective Morrison. She was young, tired looking, clearly overwhelmed by what had become a complicated he said she said situation. Between you and me, she said when we finished, this reads like a domestic situation that spiraled. I don't think anyone's in actual danger, but I have to investigate every claim. Ms. Patterson is filing restraining order petitions against both you and Mr. Dennison. She's doing what? Court date is Monday. You'll want to get a lawyer. I called Ryan from the parking lot. Chloe's trying to get restraining orders against us. Already got the notice. My lawyer says we can fight it, but it's going to cost money I don't have. We could pool resources. Hire one lawyer to represent both of us. Won't that make us look like we're collaborating? Like her accusations about us being together are true? He had a point. We were stuck. Monday morning, I showed up at the courthouse in my best professional outfit. Ryan was already there looking uncomfortable in a suit. Chloe arrived with 2 lawyers and Mark. Seeing Mark standing behind her felt like a kick to the chest. The hearing was brief. Chloe's lawyers presented the Facebook posts, text messages between Ryan and me, photos of us at the party planning Mark's birthday, and argued we'd been jointly harassing their client. Our lawyers presented the screenshots Jake had provided, witness statements from party guests, and the police reports Chloe had filed that had been dismissed. The judge looked exhausted by all of us. This is a messy personal situation that's wasted significant court resources, she said. I'm denying the restraining orders. There's no evidence of actual harassment or threats, but I'm ordering all parties to cease contact with each other for 90 days. No social media posts, no messages, no showing up at each other's places of work or residence. Use that time to cool off and get your lives in order. It was over in 20 minutes. In the hallway, Mark tried to approach me. His lawyer pulled him back, reminded him about the no contact order. Ryan and I stood outside the courthouse not sure what to say. 90 days? He said finally. 90 days. What are you going to do? Figure out my life, I guess. You? Same. Maybe actually open that coffee shop. We couldn't hug goodbye because Chloe's lawyers were watching. We just nodded at each other and walked to our separate cars. The next 3 months were strange. Quiet in a way my life hadn't been in years. I moved into a smaller apartment across town. Started therapy. Finally finished my graphic design degree online. Picked up freelance work. My phone stopped buzzing constantly with drama. No texts from Mark begging to talk. No screenshots of Chloe's latest manipulations. Just normal life. Paloma visited every weekend. We'd cook elaborate meals and watch bad reality TV and not talk about any of it unless I brought it up. Mark's mom called once. Said Mark had moved into his own place and cut off contact with Chloe. That he was in therapy too, working through why he'd let one friendship poison his marriage. She asked if I'd consider meeting with him when the no contact order expired. I said maybe. Ryan texted once, carefully worded to not violate the order, just saying he hoped I was okay. I was more than okay. For the first time in years, I felt like myself. On day 89 of the no contact period, the doorbell rang. I opened it to find Chloe standing there. We need to talk, she said. I should have closed the door. Should have called my lawyer. Instead, I let her in. She looked different. Thinner, hair shorter, eyes red-rimmed like she'd been crying recently. I know I'm not supposed to be here, she started. But the order expires tomorrow and I needed you to hear this from me first. Hear what? Mark and I are engaged. The words hit me like cold water. You're what? We're getting married. He proposed last week. My brain couldn't process it. Mark, my husband Mark. Your ex-husband, she corrected. The divorce was finalized yesterday. Your lawyer should have emailed you. I checked my phone. Sure enough, an email from my attorney confirming the divorce decree had been processed. I'd been so focused on work I hadn't even checked my inbox. When did this happen? We've been together for 2 months. He finally realized what I was trying to tell him all along, that you were wrong for him, that we were meant to be together. The laugh that came out of me sounded unhinged. You destroyed my marriage so you could have Mark for yourself. I saved him from a marriage that was making him miserable. He loved me. He loved the idea of you. But we have history. Real history. 23 years of knowing each other better than anyone else. she smiled. I won. This isn't a game, Chloe. Of course it is. And I'm better at playing than you ever were. She stood up. I just wanted you to hear it from me. Before you saw the engagement announcement on Facebook. Consider it a courtesy. After she left, I sat in my empty apartment staring at nothing. My phone rang. Ryan, did you know? I asked without saying hello. Just found out. Jake called me. Are you okay? No, you? Also no. Apparently, Chloe's been telling everyone we ran off to start a new life together and abandon them. Of course she is. Want to get coffee? Screw the no contact order. It expires in 6 hours anyway. Yeah, I could use coffee. We met at a shop neither of us had been to before. Sat in the back corner away from windows. So Mark and Chloe, Ryan said. Mark and Chloe. Didn't see that coming? I should have. She's been working toward this for years. You think they'll actually get married? Probably. And they'll be miserable. And she'll control every aspect of his life. And eventually he'll realize what he lost, but it'll be too late. Ryan stirred his coffee. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I know you loved him. I loved who I thought he was. But that person didn't exist. Or if he did, he wasn't strong enough to stand up to her. What are you going to do now? Keep living my life, finish my degree, take on more design clients, maybe travel. I looked at him. What about you? Open my coffee shop. You did? Yeah, it's small. Just me and one part-time employee. But it's mine, he grinned. You should come by sometime. First lattes on the house. What's it called? Second chances. I smiled for the first time in hours. That's perfect. We finished our coffee and walked out into the cooling evening. Traffic hummed past. Somewhere across town, Chloe and Mark were probably celebrating their engagement. Planning a wedding? Living their twisted happily ever after. And Ryan and I were here. Starting over. Figuring out who we were without them. Can I ask you something? Ryan said. Sure. If you could go back and change any of it, would you? I thought about it. About 3 years of being invisible. Of doubting myself. Of loving someone who couldn't love me the way I needed. No, I said finally. Because then I wouldn't have learned what I deserved. And I wouldn't have met you. That's incredibly corny. Shut up. We parted ways in the parking lot. No dramatic promises or plans to stay in touch. Just two people who'd survived something awful together and were better for it. I drove home singing along to the radio. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. This is Mark. I know we're not supposed to talk, but I need you to know something. I made a mistake. Chloe's not who I thought she was. I'm not actually engaged. She told everyone that, but I never proposed. I need to talk to you. Please. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I deleted it and kept driving. Whatever Mark needed to figure out, he could do it without me. I was done being anyone's backup plan. 3 months later, Ryan's coffee shop was thriving. I'd designed his logo and menu and website. My freelance business was booming. We still texted most days. Still met for coffee occasionally. Still understood each other in ways nobody else did. People sometimes asked if we were dating. We'd laugh and say no. What we had was better than dating. We had friendship built on actually seeing each other. Mark kept trying to contact me. Emails, texts from different numbers, even a handwritten letter my forwarding service sent to my new address. All saying the same thing. He'd made a mistake. Chloe had manipulated him again. He wanted me back. I never responded. Chloe's social media eventually went quiet. Last I heard from Paloma, who kept tabs on the situation, Chloe had moved to a different state after Mark finally cut her off for good. I ran into Mark once at a grocery store. He looked tired but better than he had. We exchanged awkward hellos. You look good, he said. Thanks. Happy? I am. I'm glad. You deserve to be happy. Yeah, I do. We went our separate ways down different aisles. I didn't look back. That night, Ryan called. Weird question. Want to road trip to Seattle? There's a coffee expo I want to check out. When? This weekend. I'm in. We took the same Honda Civic that had gotten us to the Grand Canyon. Drove with the windows down and terrible music playing. Stopped at every weird roadside attraction. At a rest stop somewhere in Oregon, watching the sunset over mountains, Ryan said, "You know what's funny?" What? Chloe tried so hard to make us nothing, to make us invisible. And instead, she gave us permission to actually see each other. That is funny. Think we'll ever stop being defined by what she did? Eventually. But not today. Good, because Second Chances is a great origin story. I laughed. You're such a dork. You love it. And I did. We spent the weekend in Seattle. Ate amazing food. Explored coffee culture. Talked about dreams and plans and everything we'd learned from the disaster of the past year. On the drive home, Ryan said, I'm thinking about expanding. Maybe opening a second location? That's ambitious. I've got a good designer who works cheap. Hey, want to go into business together? For real? I thought about it. About taking a chance on something new. On building something with someone who actually valued me. Yeah, I said. I do. 6 months later, we opened Second Chances #2 in a different part of town. It was bigger, brighter, everything we'd dreamed. My design business had grown enough that I could work from anywhere. Ryan hired a management team so he wasn't tied to one location. We threw an opening party, invited everyone who'd stood by us. Notably absent were Mark, Chloe, and anyone who'd chosen their drama over our truth. Jake came with his new girlfriend. Paloma flew in from Phoenix. Even Mark's mom stopped by with a card congratulating us. "He asks about you," she said quietly. I tell him you're happy. I am. I know. It shows. She hugged me and left. I never saw her again, but I appreciated her coming. That night, after everyone left, Ryan and I sat in the empty shop surrounded by the smell of coffee and new beginnings. "We did it," he said. "We did." Think Chloe ever imagined this is how it would end? I don't think she imagined us ending up anywhere but miserable and alone. Instead, we're here. Instead, we're here. My phone buzzed. A message from Mark, the first in months. "I saw the shop. It looks amazing. Congratulations, you were right about everything. I'm sorry it took me so long to see it. I hope you're happy." "You deserve to be." I showed Ryan. "You going to respond?" "No." I turned off my phone and looked around at what we'd built, at the life we'd created from the ruins of everything Chloe had tried to destroy. She'd tried to make us invisible. Instead, we'd learned to see ourselves, and that was the best revenge we could have asked for.